Okay, people, welcome back. This is Mark again from Mark's Marvelous Masterpiece. You can find that Facebook, Instagram, also on HipCamp, HIPCAMP, soon to be. Also on Airbnb and VRBO in the very near future. So look that up again. It's Mark's Marvelous Masterpiece. I'll put the information on the screen anyhow. But today we're going to do review the Foodi 2-basket air fryer, 10-quart capacity. I picked it up yesterday. I think it's $159 plus the tax and all that kind of good stuff. But you know, I'm not a big fry person. You know, frying things, I've never been really good at it. The oil smells, and I always seem to burn the breading, and it just never works out for me. So whatever. This is an air fryer, so I'm not huge on fried foods anyways, but every once in a while it's always nice to have, especially in a pinch when you really don't feel like cooking or making anything. Chicken wings, who can ever complain about chicken wings? But nevertheless, here we are. So we're gonna talk about the Foodi 2-basket air fryer XL 10-quart capacity. Anyhow, it looks like it has a match cooking mode where you can use, there's 2 different bins here. I assume they're equal size, so 5 and 5 quarts a pop, and then you can match them so they end off at the same time. It has a smart finish mode, not exactly sure. 2 different foods, 2 different ways, finish at the same time. Gives you a little bit of cooking instructions here and here. Again, I'm probably do the right thing and not read the directions before I use it, but no, I probably will on this one. I'm going to do fried chicken, air fried chicken, drums anyways, drumsticks, and then I'm going to do some calamari as well. It's frozen. The calamari is frozen. The drumsticks are not. They are in the refrigerator right now. And also going to, I'm going to double it up. Actually, it's kind of going to be 2 things in one. There is the Colonel's secret recipe. Colonel Sanders' secret recipe. You have to go do your own research on it, but I found it on Glenn and Friends cooking show, I believe is what it is, on YouTube, and he tried to replicate that recipe, and at the end of the day, I think it was a 5-part episode, but he cut to the chase there and at the end, and basically said, at the end of the day, if you don't feel like doing it, you can go out and get this, which is Marion K. Zoomed in there on that. But this is Marion K spices. Apparently, this is as close to the original recipe as you can get. Some even say it is the original recipe. So you can find that. I did, and I got 2 of them. MarionK.com, MarionKay.com. So we're gonna do some fried chicken with this, air fried chicken with this, and see how that works out. And then we're gonna do some calamari also that's frozen, and that's what we're gonna do today. So we're gonna do this and this. Well, I'm gonna use this as an example, but I wanted to at least put it out there, and it's pretty good. It's pretty close for sure. The original recipe goes way back, so who knows? But that's what I'm gonna make the fried chicken with, the air fried chicken with, and we're gonna let that be what it is. Let me set up here, get the chicken ready to go. I'm gonna maybe do some reading of some instructions to make sure I can use it correctly, and we'll see what the results are. So stay tuned. Be back in a few. Okay, so just to mention, these 2 5 quarts, removable. And they also have these crisper plates that are inside, which they have a little rubber feet on the side, so when it goes in there, it kind of snugs up against the walls of it pretty good. I suppose that just allows air underneath and grease and fat to fall through. to help keep everything nice and crispy like we want it. This air fryer not only is an air fryer, but you can bake, you can roast, you can reheat, dehydrate, and keep warm also. Apparently that's something that most of them do anyways, but I thought it was worthy of mentioning for those that didn't know, because I didn't know. So anyways, that's what that is right there. So that's just like a little brief interview, and it does come with, you know, a little booklet of instructions, and I believe it has information on additional cooking times for different things you may be using. So that's pretty good. But let me go ahead and pause the video again, get everything loaded up. I've got the chicken ready to go. I've got the calamari ready to go. I just got to figure out how to use it and how to program the times and all that kind of good stuff. So stand by and I'll walk you through that. Alright folks, not a professional cook here, but you know, whatever. Home cook. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to I've washed the chicken off, dried it, patted it, dry paper towels. I'm going to take some canola oil spray anyhow, and I'm just going to hit it up a little bit here with that, flip it over. I might as well just keep going, right? I was only going to do a review on that Ninja Foodi high capacity or what have you air fryer, but here we go. We're going to walk through this as well. So I'm going to do 3 videos. I'm going to add the Marion K here onto the chicken. I'm only using that canola oil spray to help. Actually, this one hasn't been opened. Let me grab the other one that has been opened. Canola oil spray though. Whatever I'm saying. As a binder, or relatively speaking, something for it to stick to. So I'm just gonna sprinkle it on there. And there's a backstory that goes with how these Marion K people allegedly have the original recipe and are legally licensed to sell it. Just FYI, some filler info there. Again, I think it's Glenn and Friends cooking show. They're out of Canada. Don't hold it against them. But they're the ones that enlightened me to this whole thing. So it's good. I use it on pork. Pork chops, fantastic. Obviously on the chicken, I don't do fried foods because I'm not good at frying. But now I have this air fryer. We're going to give it a shot and see if I can make it nice and crispy and taste like the Colonel's original. We're close enough to it. I'm sure it'll be delicious, so I ain't too worried about it. But there it is. It's been, I don't know, probably use a little bit more, but I don't like to over season things too much. Chicken's still pretty good without seasoning, you know. But I guess we'll try and make it as pretty as possible. All sides are covered with the spice. Anyways, zap that a little bit. Zap this a little bit. Grab a little bit more of this. I don't remember what exactly I paid for this, but it was delivery and all this kind of stuff. And oh, by the way, it doesn't just show up overnight. It's they need a little bit of a lead time. So if you're looking to find this someplace and have it delivered the next day or within a week, you might have a difficult time having that happen, which is why I bought 2. And I'm going to pay the shipping anyways. I might as well maximize my costs. But yeah, so it doesn't exactly come overnight. But there it is. Chicken's ready to go in. I'm going to grab the calamari out and we'll be back. Okay, so I've loaded everything up and I've got an idea of how this all works, which is nice, right? It's always a good idea. I've loaded up this basket, not really loaded it up, I put a few in anyhow of the calamaris. There's some really nice ones in here too. Anyways, that's pretty good size calamari. Nice and Nice and beefy. None of that little stuff. Well, there may be a little bit of little stuff, but that should be good. Anyways. Yeah. So I'm just going to set that in there. And then I did one layer of the chicken drumsticks. I didn't want to do both layers. One is just me, and I don't really want to make quite that much food, I don't think, for myself. Next couple of days of eating. I do have some mashed potatoes in the refrigerator. I think it's going to be dinner, but I also wasn't sure about double stacking for the first time go around. I'm not going to double stack. I just don't know how well the air will circulate underneath by doing that. Nice thing about this, you can run this as a match cook, where it'll essentially use both chambers as a single chamber. So if instead of having to run 2 batches, if you want to make more than 4 drumsticks or larger portions, you didn't want to stack it all the way up, you can just, if this wasn't already full with calamaris, you just take this out and put the rest of the chicken in here, and then it'll run it as the same as one unit, so you wouldn't have to set 2 different times and temperatures and things along those lines. But it does tell you, like, there's frozen French fries. So I'm using the calamaris. I'm going to pretend like they're frozen French fries anyways. And that tells me that I need to run it at 400 degrees, which is, by the way, what the machine tops out at, is at 400 degrees. And then I'm going to run it for 45 to 52 minutes is what it says there. 48 to 53 minutes. Sorry, I just had to get reading glasses. Getting old now. So, anyways, there's that. And so I have it set for 50 minutes at the temperature recommended, which was actually, I click on which one you want to deal with here, but 400 degrees for the time of 50 minutes. We'll see how that does. And then this side here with the chicken, it's not frozen, so it's 55. It's 390 at 55 to 65 minutes. So I want to go over here, hit the time up, and if you hold it long enough, it'll go up by like 15 minute increments. So you don't have to push it individually. We'll run it for an hour and just have it, happy medium between minimum and maximum times anyways. And from there, I guess all you have to do is press the start button. And what it'll do is it'll start this one at the appropriate time to where they both finish off at the same time. So you can run 2 different loads of whatever if you want, that may require different cooking times, or I guess not cooking time, but air frying times, or whatever uses you're using it for. And there it goes. So we'll see how it ends up shortly here. It's not too loud. It's got a little bit of a hum to it though. You definitely know it's running. It sounds like it must be a fan of some sort circulating the hot air. That's what that is. So we'll let that be that, and we'll see what the final product ends up being. It'll be a quick 59 minutes for you all. It'll be 59 minutes for me before I start back over. So I may start editing this video up in the meantime so that I can get it posted that much sooner. Again, if you're interested in some of my other videos, I may end up doing, I'm going to end up freezing the remainder of the chicken that I've already spiced up, and I'm going to use my Avid Armor vacuum sealer, which is found just to the left there. I've done a video on that as well, the chambered vacuum sealer, and I will be using that to vacuum seal those pieces of chicken up and just stick them in the freezer for use at a later date. So anyways, maybe I'll do a video on that too while I'm at it. I'll break it up though and post it separately. So anyways, I'll see you in about an hour. Okay, so anyhow, the calamari's got roasted. They are briquettes. I think my time may have been a little bit off. But yeah, that did not work out so well. So we will discard these, and we'll end up doing is coming back for that. So don't treat them as French fries, is what it boils down to. But I've noticed that the chickens look pretty good. Not bad. And they're definitely got some crisp to them. Not burnt by any means. But we'll set these out here. So that ended up being a pretty decent setting. We'll get a closer look here in a second. There we go. They are warm. They finished off about 5-10 minutes ago. So they're still a little bit toasty. So let me discard the calamaris, and when those cool off a little bit more, I'll break it out and we'll get some shots. See if it's crispy and juicy still. Hang tight. Okay, so reset everything, do it again. Upon reading the instructions for the calamaris, it suggests 450 degrees for 9 minutes from frozen. Anyhow, this does not go to 450 degrees, it goes to 400. So what I did is I bumped it to max temp at 400 and then bump the time up to 15 minutes, but I'll probably check it around the 10-minute mark. And then on the other side, I put the chicken back in there and set it up on the keep warm setting. So that's pretty neat that you can run two different cycles, two different things on here as well. You can make it operate two different modes at the same time, so that's neat. One thing I do want to mention, I don't know if it's a safety thing that's federally mandated or something crazy like that, which wouldn't surprise me, but whatever. Power cords are just always so short. It seems like kitchen equipment just has the shortest power cords. I'd much rather have this be over here than where it is. It's just doesn't give you enough room to work. My Avid Armor has like a 3-foot power cord, and it's fantastic. I love it, you know, because it gives you the flexibility to put it where you want it. With, you know, it gives you a lot more flexibility as where you can place things, basically. So my Avid Armor is awesome. You know, crock pots, toasters, this machine here. What else does it? Rice cookers. I mean, the rice cookers have like a 6-inch cord. I hate it. I hate it. And I don't know if that's like a federal mandate type of a deal where you can't have too long of a power cord on a kitchen equipment because they don't want you draping it over, you know, a sink or something along those lines. But for whatever reason, that's one of my things that aggravates me. So that's definitely a downside, just the length of the cord, and whether or not they have any control, the company has any control over the length of the cord, I don't know. That, like I said, it could be just a federal mandate that says you can't have a cord longer than this for, you know, for kitchen appliances. I don't know, but that's one thing I feel is worth mentioning, though. So we'll see what it looks like here in about 11 minutes or so. I've got my marinara sauce out. I got my lemons ready to go, and then the chicken's just staying warm. So there's that. Just wanted to cover a few things briefly. Let you know what my plan was. Was waiting on the chicken and going round 2.0 with the calamari. So there you go. We'll see you in about 10. Okay, so anyhow, it finished. I finished it 3 minutes short. So that's one takeaway, is I would keep an eye on it. I thought that 3 minutes was, if I'd gone any further, it might be too done. So I didn't want to have a repeat of the last. So I'm just going to take this and dump it out. Oh, wow, okay, well, fair enough. Maybe I won't dump it out that way then. Excuse me. Let me do... I'll do a wooden spoon, I suppose. We're just going to take it and dump her out like this, right here. I did notice, one of the takeaways, it does catch quite a bit of grease at the bottom, so that's a good thing, I think. It appears to be Teflon coated on the inside as well, so that makes for easy, quick cleanup. So there's that. And then we'll go ahead and take these out again. The chickens, the drums, and oh, by the way, nice thing also, they don't want you, I don't believe they want you to wash these in the dishwasher hand. I think they want you to hand wash. I could be mistaken with that, but I think that's a factual statement. I read something along those lines anyway, so here we go. I think that as far as air frying goes, the way it looks anyways seems to be a lot better than obviously what I could do using oil frying. Healthier for you too. It does pull a lot of grease out of whatever it is that you're cooking, air frying, what have you. So that's nice. You can see there's a pool of grease there, which is why I decided I would use the spoon instead of just dumping it out, because the oil came out with it, anyways. But yeah, we'll it's got some crisp to it. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but it's nice and crispy. Got my lemon chair. We're just gonna uncrispify it a little bit, but it's lemon, so that's what goes with seafood, right? So that's going on there. Of course, I've got an extra lemon over here if I want. Went ahead and did some marinara sauce as well on the side, with some Parmesan and some Italian herb. So that is just one of those little dipping things. Definitely good. I probably get away with a little bit shorter time. On the calamari. It's not overcooked. It's not rubber. It's good. It's a shame that I destroyed on the first batch the really nice size calamari. These are still respectable size. And they're good. And it's pretty good. Feels that the breading might be a little bit overdone. The inside's not. No. So I think I would do, if I was to do it again, grab a glass of water here. If I was to do it again, I think that I would do 10 minutes at 400 on those, but you can check it as it's going and kind of get a better idea of where you're at with it. All right, now for the real test. So the flavor's good, the chicken's good. I think that they err on the side of caution, which a lot of people probably should when cooking chicken anyways. I'm glad I went with 1 hour and not the 65 minutes because it is overcooked. It's a bit dry. It is what it is. I did leave it in the warming bin. Keep that in mind. That might have something to do with it. If you want to make your house smell like KFC, use that Mary & Kay's spice seasoning because it's right on point. It's what it's supposed to be. And I'll put a link to their website as well in the description. You get to buy that directly from them. Yeah, but that was definitely the high point. That was a little thinner of a piece though. This is a little bit more fatter of a piece. So let's see if this has any. The skin is crispy. It's not fried chicken. Let me put it that way. It's not fried chicken. If I breaded it with those spices, would it be fried chicken? I don't know. Hot, 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 hot. It's not horrible. The calamaris are breaded, so maybe next time what I would do instead of just using the canola oil, maybe I would actually mix the spices up in a flour. Use egg wash, buttermilk wash, something along those lines is something to hold it to the chicken. And I think that if I did that, it would end up being more like the calamari here, which is good. It's just a bummer that it's a little bit overcooked is the takeaway on there. But again, err on the side of caution with chicken, I suppose. You get an infrared thermometer, I suppose. Hot. So, all in all, not bad. I think playing around with it a little bit more, getting more used to the temperature settings. Checking the progress throughout the cooking process or the air frying process might be a thing. But easy to clean. The air frying process seems to be respectable. You do lose the grease, a lot of the grease and things along those lines, so that's a plus. Is it the same as deep frying? Heck no. But is it healthier for you? If that's a thing. Absolutely. Can you get away with that? I think so. How often will I use it? I don't know. But, so I'm not a huge fried food person, but it's only because I can never do it correctly. It'll be fun to experiment with. But, chicken's hot. Hot, hot, hot. Calamari's hot. Definitely cool off a little bit quicker, but nah, not bad. Scale of 1 to 10 on an air fryer impression, especially, because I've never really done it. I give it a 7. It's not like deep frying, but it's not like deep frying either. You don't have the oil clean up as much. You don't have the expensive oil that you just waste pretty much. You don't have the fire hazard. You don't have the residual aromas in your home of the oil. You don't have quite the flavor though. But as far as just putting it in there and forgetting about it, what you cannot do when you're messing with frying, you gotta pretty much be on top of it all the time, babysitting it, making sure you don't catch fire, making sure things don't burn. There's definitely some advantages, but there's some disadvantages too. But I think I'll experiment some more with it. We'll see if we do a revisit at some point. The machine itself, ease of use. Versatility. I'm thinking it's an 8, 8.5. Not bad. Easy to clean. It might even be better than that. I might go 9. It is pretty nice. I'm just not sold on the air frying process necessarily. But again, I don't eat a lot of fried food, so. But it is a bit healthier, I suppose. Oh, take it for what it is. That's my opinions, impressions, and review. Talk to you soon.